Oh,
7,
it's happening.
Launch.
6,
Oh my God.
5,
Launch.
4, 3.
It's saved. H3H2
2.
product.
All right, he didn't lie. He didn't lie. He's not a liar. He's not a liar. I'll give him that much. All right. I'll give him that much. Let's see if he has any final words before
1, 0.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna end right now, but I posted.
Have a good
everyone
weekend,
head over.
everybody.
Everyone head over.
Oh wait, I was gonna say H3H2 Productions has posted its first video in 5 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Shout out.
I hope y'all enjoy. I hope people come in and watch. That's the content nuke, Hasan Piker. Go head on over to H3H Productions channel. Watch it, enjoy it. Can't wait to see what you guys think about it. This is our special Friday from the silo, from the Fallout bunker. Wishing you a happy weekend, and we will be back for the Fallout on Monday. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks.
I was gonna say if he didn't do it, well, let's see. If he didn't do it, that would have been really lame. But I think he's gonna keep his word. I think he did it. I think he made it. What is this intro? He's putting in Oppenheimer's iconic "I am death, I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," the guy who made the nuke. But
We think the Houthi Ansarullah is doing
how's this audio volume? Is this good?
Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. Happy birthday to you.
Speed watching it. I'm speed watching it. Okay, I see a Frogan segment. I see our podcast. Oh, I'm in here. Oh, it's the death threat, the fake death threat. Yes, good, good. Yes, put that in, you fucking moron. Yes, good.
Oh,
All right.
hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet.
And I became insane.
Probably a lot of you guys too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb. Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Mom and Dad and apple pie.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands, a pride that only
The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America. That's America to me.
How much of
I
that is
started
a
a show a
joke?
couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker.
Well, then they
You might
get
remember him
subs.
from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
There is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just gonna say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun. The audience was having fun. No problem.
Okay, let me just see this. He literally calls himself a socialist. Let's just start there. Like, let's just start there, okay? For just 2 fucking seconds. Oh my god, dude. A left-leaning Democrat. Now you're just being disingenuous. Come on. Weasley little liar. Weasley little liar.
That was until this happened.
We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was.
I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you
What
want?
is the idea that
you guys
people
like
are looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it. And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist.
Yeah.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
re-education?
Re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of...
I'm so sorry. First of all, where did he say that? Oh my God, where did he say that? Second of all, Christ almighty. Oh my God. Second of all, why is this giving high school video projects? Why is this giving like, okay, kids, everybody, you need to go home and make a YouTube video. All right. Like, and then introduction. In conclusion.
water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset.
Looks like something he would have made.
Yes, yes, yes.
That, you know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my."
You know, the thing that I hate about this is that, I mean, I'm going to give it some time, but so far, he literally has refused to point out why any of the things are wrong. He expects the viewer to do all of the work to explain why the things are right or why their things are wrong. And a lot of it is just like an appeal to American ignorance, right? Like, I think the best example is Americans who think like the social credit system in China is real. Who think that like literally once your social credit drops too much, you're just like not allowed to be part of society. Like you try to go get a coffee and it's like, no coffee, you below social credit. Like, it's sad that so many Americans think that, when in actuality, it's unbelievably similar and close to, if not about the same as like your credit score. Like your credit score that you have as an American that is tied to your credit card. That's supposed to help lenders know who to lend to and blah, 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 blah. But it's sad. Like, that's why so many Americans went on Redbook and were like, wait, you guys don't actually live like this? And then the Chinese people were like, hey, do you actually have to pay $5,000 for an ambulance ride? And we're like, uh-huh. And they're like, oh, I thought it was propaganda. Oh, are you sure it's not propaganda? Oh.
I can't wait for Asmund to watch this and go up and raise an eyebrow for 2 hours.
I'm sorry for you, American. It's like, yeah, me too. Shoegaze, thank you for the 8 months. Splatter, thank you for the Prime. Mira, thank you for the tier 1. And yes, that will be the Asmongold response.
My tongue or whatever, but like, that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
So
took
China
over.
unilaterally took over Tibet.
Like,
well,
these are
their culture. They basically are trying to, you know, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
They're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
the part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that. Yes, I do think that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs. Don't they have Uyghur death camps?
Wait, but you didn't disprove that. You didn't disprove his claim about slavery in Tibet being bad? What? Okay, okay. Sure, man. We don't need to prove that. Okay.
Is that?
It's not a death camp.
Okay, now that we've watched 6.5 minutes, I feel confident that I'm right, and this video is going to be unbelievably hilarious. Let's continue.
They were re-education camps,
Yeah, the Uyghurs.
and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with
okay. That one is like Shen Yun.
They're like, we
Falun
can
Gong.
get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this...
I'm just going to say, it is crazy to be an Israel genocide defender and like obstructionist, even though we have so much video proof, and then point at something that has way less coverage, way less eyes on it. And most of the media is ding, 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 Western propaganda. Like news networks that predominantly push Western propaganda and just take their word for it all the time, completely, entirely. Because I think it is a good thing to do a full, what would be the investigation, right? To do a full worthwhile investigation from at least some, whatever would be the closest, I don't know, Amnesty International, whatever would be the closest to like a neutral third party. But I think it's very interesting that he's refusing to include the headlines, or sorry, the news organizations in above the headlines. Like he doesn't show whether it's from like The Guardian, or he doesn't show whether it's from like the Wall Street Journal. Doesn't want to show any of this stuff. And I think like a big thing for me that really radicalized me on the coverage of news in China is realizing the fact that America does consistently way worse shit, consistently horrible shit to our Americans that we deem to be like the lowest class. So I think disabled Americans are a good example where like America just kind of ignores disabled Americans. It doesn't fucking matter if you're disabled. We just don't give a fuck. You have to wait for years to potentially get any disability pay. You're not allowed to get married. You are not allowed to work any amount of labor. You're not allowed to have more than $2,000 of assets, I think excluding your home and car. I could be mistaken on the details on this. And we're just like, okay, no, we're good. No, we're good. No marriage. If you get married as someone who is actively receiving disability pay, your disability pay stops.
Even be like, whoa, look at this.
Because
so crazy.
Your income is
Then
now tied to
nothing
their
any
income.
Deeper than that.
Well, your partner makes this much money, so we can't give you checks anymore. This is like a huge problem for activists. Where, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't lose your disability pay just because you want to get married? Oh, okay, well, we're not like, well, it's different. Okay, we're only financially controlling these people. We're not really doing anything else. What about, like, I don't know, the thousands of people that have been incarcerated and are still incarcerated for weed crimes that are working for, what, like 5 cents an hour so that they can package chicken and have to serve decades for something that isn't even necessarily illegal in the state that they're currently in? I don't care how many, you can slice it however you'd like, but that's just modern slavery. That's modern slavery. You're putting these people in jail for pathetic crimes, and when these things get eventually overruled as like not crimes, like you're from California, you got arrested for weed, although probably actually we've pardoned everyone in California, so California's probably not the best state. But you live in a state where it became legal after you'd already been imprisoned. And you have to keep serving your time. And you have to pay up to $250 a night for your stay in a prison that might just let you die, by the way, because that's another thing about America that's really, really good. If you go to prison, you have to pay per night in 48 states. And then you have to repay that money. So if you were in prison for a year, well, that's potentially $250 a day for a year that you have to pay back to the state. Yeah. Except for 2 states. And then, oh, that's not bad enough. Well, you are a registered felon, so good luck getting a job. But at least in the time that you were in prison, you were able to work and build something. Oh, except it's totally legal to pay people below minimum wage if they're prisoners. What you pay for prison? Yes. There are a lot of people that leave prison with like $50,000 in debt that they have to pay back. It's literally the Yeonmi Park meme. In America, you pay to go to prison. There was a very good AP News article on this topic. At $249 per day, prison stays leave ex-inmates deep in debt. When her mother died 2 years ago, the state of Connecticut put a lien on the Stamford home she and her siblings inherited. It said that she owed $83,000 to cover the cost of her 2.5-year imprisonment for drug crimes. Oh, sorry. You got addicted to like meth or heroin. Well, you have to now give away 2.5 years of your life to a prison system where you will learn no valuable skills, where you will be treated subhuman, where you will get paid 5 cents an hour if you want to work. And then when you get out, you have to pay us $83,000. Also, you're a felon, so good luck getting a job. That seems like a no. America's system is fine. We don't need more coverage on something that's insane like this. What about the Uyghurs in China? China's so evil, guys. Stop talking about America. Oh, stop talking about America. Stop. China's evil. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Is this a joke? Sorry, I'm making fun of his pronunciation on Uyghurs because he keeps saying it like that. Anyways, I think once you recognize that like so much of American media is focused on pointing out how evil China is. I mean, even just look at the recent DeepSeek. It's DeepSeek, right? Yeah, just look at the recent DeepSeek coverage on mainstream media. Half of the coverage is literally just Well, it's evil because they're stealing our data, and it's not good. And it's not good. And it's not good. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Let me just wrap up this point by saying one thing and one thing only, which is when there is reporting on the Uyghurs in China, it has the same energy as Americans who have never given a fuck about women's sports talking about fairness in women's sports. People who have spent quite literally years talking about how women shouldn't get fair treatment and pay because their sports aren't as fun to watch as the men's sports are. And it's an entertainment field. It's an entertainment business. And then the second that trans people are in the equation, suddenly you care a lot about people being treated fairly. Okay, sure, man, whatever. I'm starting to think you don't actually care about this and you're just looking for easy ways to dunk. Yeah, I know that botting has been happening lately. I don't know what this view count is. It might be botting, I don't know.
The AP articles seem not to exist. Reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
Two principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden,
why is he putting this in the content?
Magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is. And then...
I like how so far there are so many clips in here that are just this. Like, I don't know what else to say other than this. Wow.
This happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat.
I still think it's really funny that he keeps calling Frogan the head mod. It's still really funny. It's objectively hilarious.
At all, but
chat, vote in the poll. Vote, 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 vote. Vote, 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 vote. Be a liberal. Be the liberal that you knew you could always be.
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child? Cold, arrogant, as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right?
Hasan's chat had been calling me a...
I wonder why he stopped it there. Hey, Ethan Klein, sorry, you're still accountable for the things that you say. I can't really do anything if you say some fucking dumb shit and people make fun of you.
Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason that you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up.
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation.
Maybe I misunderstood the purpose of putting this clip in. I'm sorry. We're watching this again.
Because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up.
Ethan, I love.
Wait, two things. One, that's long hair Hasan, different context. Let's pretend like the context makes sense. Two, that's a claim about letting your chat just do whatever they want and say whatever they want. Hasan on so many occasions has told chat to be nice to Ethan. Ethan Klein actively posting on his Instagram story for months about how Hasan's audience is insane. They're a bunch of tankies. They're a bunch of insane tankies. And Hasan still went on his stream and said, hey, listen, like, I think the situation is just really close for him. And it's very hard for him to distance himself from Israel because he has family members in Israel. And I just don't want to talk about it. Like, I think I really want him to get better. And I just want, you know, he did what you wanted him to do. He did what he was asking other people to do. What more can you do? What more do you want? That's actually the most that you can ask of any content creator, for them to curb their community's behavior and to say it in a way that you mean it. At that point, there kind of isn't anything else. You should try and cultivate a good community, and you should try and hold people accountable and, you know, burn a couple people at the stake as an example. Like, hey, stop talking about drama farming, stop. And then ban that chatter. What more are you supposed to do?
Love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even. Yeah. Okay. Like.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his audience.
Huh? That's supposed to be evidence that he has no sympathy, and he's never had any sympathy for people in Israel? What? Also, you can't even prove that negative. What? Isn't it weird that a lot of these clips are like 5 seconds short? Not 5 seconds long, 5 seconds short.
Audience barely thought of Israelis as humans.
But this dude just called baby.
Okay, I've been holding off on saying it, but I'm actually going to say it now. That is, I would argue that that's getting very close to defamation, if not already defamation.
Babies, militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I have to break this down. 2 seconds, just 2 seconds. You brought up babies that are getting called Hamas terrorists. He attempted to humanize those children by comparing them to child settlers. That was his goal, to humanize them by pointing at something that you consider to be worth humanizing. Not to do the opposite. he was saying, yeah, maybe there's these baby terrorists or whatever, like kids who are born to Hamas family members or some shit. But like, there's kids that are born into settler lifestyle that they only have an Israeli citizenship. Like, I don't think that either of these people, I don't think it's fair to judge these literal children. They're victims of their circumstance. That wasn't to say, yes, the baby terrorists are very good and the baby Israelis are really bad. They're super bad and I don't like them. That doesn't even make any sense.
Is downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me.
Oh, this one's my favorite clip that they love to share. Yes, actually. Something bad happening shouldn't change your opinion on genocide. If a Jewish person did something bad during the Holocaust, I wouldn't suddenly think, oh yeah, we need to keep this going. Yes, did you see that one did something bad? A couple of these guys did something bad. No, you should be against genocide, period, all the time. You should be against genocide of every people. Just because there are some shitty people in that group, you shouldn't magically say, oh, it's okay to genocide them. Your opinion shouldn't change. I don't know why they keep using this clip. It's not good to use. This video is so bad.
Even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect. Perfect.
See, that would have been a good edit if what he said was actually this like obscene thing to say.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole
Love to hear the but.
Not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to...
I'm sorry. I have to... No, I must have heard that wrong. It must have been me.
With the country
No.
and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in
85%.
response... Hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
The first set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is that
I don't understand what I was supposed to get offended by. That clip didn't say what you said it said. Why are you lying? Why are you being a Weasley little liar, dude? It's the double wrong thing again. Saying you want to democratically remove Netanyahu is not saying that Israel should magically remove all its borders and allow Hamas members to do whatever they want. That's saying the current government as it exists does not have a voice for Palestinians. There should be people that can represent the Palestinians that live in that region. And so long as Palestinians are not represented, and so long as you continue to attempt to genocide them, they will join terrorist organizations. That's just analysis. That's not justification. That's not saying Hamas is the coolest. That's not what that's saying. It's just saying you can't end this apartheid state and just keep this country in power forever. That's not what?
Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country.
Oh my God, dude. Not the we can't free the slaves because if we free the slaves, they might kill all the white people argument, dude. No, dude. No, man, this isn't the argument you want to use. Fuck, dude.
Of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba.
Except in a lot of these countries, I've brought up Morocco before. I'm Moroccan, and I've read a lot about the background and history of Morocco. A lot of these areas had, at least in Morocco, French influence during Nazi Germany to expel the Jews from this region into Israel. It was an attempt to displace Jewish people to one location. It also, it happened after 1948. Yeah. Like, this is a constant narrative that loves to be pushed, that Arabs secretly hate Jews more than the good Christian Europeans, despite the fact that, like, meanwhile, it was Europe that genocided Jewish people. Like, yeah, source on this one. Yeah, this is, you guys can, oh, look, let me see if I can find the specific area. No, it's not this one. It's a little bit before this. One sec. I just want to show you guys so you get an idea of why this specific narrative really just like drives me insane, and it pushes this stereotype that Arab people just are hateful terrorists and they can't help their anti-Semitism, and that's why we need to separate the Arabs and the Jews. Meanwhile, this is total horseshit, total bullshit. It always has been, always will be. Should be, no, 18th century. I'm looking for 20th century. Here we go. Organized Zionism, 19th century European ethno-culturalist nationalist movement to establish a Jewish state through the colonization of Palestine, arrived in Morocco from Europe around 1900 to 1912, in the period just before Morocco's colonization. And we can skip ahead a little bit. Under French colonialism, Moroccan Jews had a different experience with the French mission civilisateurs, excuse me for the mispronunciation, than Moroccan Muslims, partly because the Jews were more familiar to Europeans. There were not Muslim communities established in Europe. Okay. Trying to find, one second. It's actually a little further down, I think. Here we go. World War II. 1940, Charles implemented anti-Semitic decrees coming from Nazi-controlled Vichy government issued excluding Jews from public functions. Sultan Mohammed V reportedly refused to sign off on the plan to ghettoize and deport Moroccans, 250,000 Jews, to the killing factories of Europe, and in an act of defiance, insisted on inviting all the rabbis of Morocco to the 1941 throne celebrations. However, the French government did impose some anti-Semitic laws against the Sultan's will. Leon Sultan of the Moroccan Communist Party, for example, was disbarred. The racist laws had a negative effect on Moroccan Jews and put them in an uncomfortable position between an indifferent Muslim majority and an anti-Semitic settler class. Some 7,700 Jews tried to flee to America or Israel but were detained. Some were sent to Moroccan labor camps. 1942 American landings in Operation Torch created hope that Vichy laws would cease. And then we can continue here. I'm trying to find, there's a lot of details that are just explaining how bad the anti-Semitic laws were under, you know, Nazi-controlled France. Okay. 1948 Palestine War, establishment of the State of Israel. After the war, approximately 250,000 Jews lived in Morocco. 20,000 Jews who migrated in 1948 to 1949 faced significant racism from Ashkenazi Jews, and there was a demonstrated desire among the former to leave Israel and return to Morocco. Like these people who have lived there for forever go to Israel just to be told that they don't belong there. After 1948 and the declaration of the State of Israel, in the midst of the 1948 Palestine War, riots against Jews broke out. The two towns near the border with Algeria were departure points for Moroccan Jews seeking to reach Israel. At the time, they were not permitted to do so from within Morocco. In the eyes of many Moroccans, they would join the ranks of enemy combatants against Arab armies. And then it says, in the events, 47 Jews and a French person were killed. Many were injured. Property was damaged. And this is like after unbelievable anti-Semitism as imposed by, after having been imposed by Nazi Germany controlled France. And then eventually there is a mass migration. But it, like, to ignore all of the context of all these regions and how hard they've tried to protect the Jewish people that have lived there for years and years and years and years is pathetic. It's pathetic. All you're doing is trying to feed into this narrative that the evil Arab people want the Jews dead, and that's why they had to flee. As if that simplistic answer explains away all of the history of these regions. It's just pathetic. It's just so pathetic. It's revisionism. Like, I don't understand how you can see that. I don't understand how you can't see that.
1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy.
Yeah, just ignore the history of these regions. Ignore the leaders that tried to fight for the rights of Jewish people in these regions. Yeah, Muslim bad.
Over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel.
We're just doing full-blown revisionism now. That's it. We're just okay. Yes. Amen. And Americans are fat because they're dumb and lazy. End of discussion. No, there's nothing further to be gained or learned from researching anything else. Okay.
As a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit?
And that's
How far in are we? 17 minutes out of an hour and 43.
pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state.
We're gonna you're just gonna gloss over the calling Gallant a good guy.
Solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist.
How about you provide evidence that Hasan says it's okay to do that?
Because of Hasan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She's born
sad.
there.
That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Kleins, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist,
Bro,
man.
look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you.
Okay, can I just say really quickly, it's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan. Like, I'm sorry, that language is not Hasan fan verbiage. Like, that's very clear Sneeko lexicon. Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds for just be real? Wallahi, that is not. No.
You guys, Ethan Kleins, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro, I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay.
The funny thing about me, I don't.
Yes, good clip, chimp. Very good. He yelled at him later. Yeah, they met once, which means he endorses everything he's ever done, ever. Okay. Uh-huh. That's a really, you really killed him, dude. You really got him. You really got his ass. Fuck, dude. Oh, God, how's Hasan gonna recover from that?
I don't like terrorism, and I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host...
So brave. So brave.
He really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
Isn't I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Taking over these ships, they started targeting the ships.
The people on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would...
Didn't I say, like, I don't know what else you could put in besides this clip? Okay. Dude, NMP made it into the video. Let's go, NMP!
You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant.
Famously, everyone that's ever been designated as a terrorist organization or a terrorist sympathizer has always been bad. Oh, wait, Nelson Mandela. Except for the ones that weren't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most famously, actually, most recently, Luigi. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay.
A person in
Black
terms
Rock,
of
thank you for the
like
gift sub.
everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, you know, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, you know, social democratic idea.
I just wanted to like put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example,
Mr. Mellon, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. Unfortunately, we are watching the Ethan Nuke, which is giving me, I think, permanent brain damage. And we're about 20 minutes into 1 hour and 40 minutes. This podcast is dope, by the way, deprogram.
Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy. You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda with robust social safety nets.
Cold radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers, like higher unionization rates. A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic.
I'm happy that we're seeing a video from 2012. What year is it? It was like 4 or 5 years ago. That's how you know. That's how you know it's a good one, when someone is pulling up 5-year-old videos. Yeah. They're such a terrible person that this nuke has to show videos from ancient years. This is literally a criticism that Ethan Klein makes of people that bring up old videos of him. That, oh, if I'm so bad, why haven't I done stuff recently that's bad? Nielsen, thank you for the 5. It's just pathetic. It's so pathetic. He didn't even say he was a sock dem. He said he wants more progressive policies. Yeah. It's also dumb because it's a good things versus bad things. Yes, radicalization, when you're pushing someone to become a fucking Nazi, that's bad. Radicalization, when you want someone to become a socialist, which hopefully would get everybody healthcare, would get everybody free education that's good, would get everybody food and housing and water. I don't know, man. I think these are fundamentally different things. And actually, dare I be so bold, there is a difference between good things and bad things. Pushing for the extreme good is not the same as pushing for the extreme bad. Like, I can't believe, like, this is insane. Like, I don't know, what world are we living in? What world are we living in? Free Plan B, thank you for the 10.
Ideas. Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm not calling you that. I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay. Well, then I want to
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
Nowhere in being a propagandist does it say that you have to lie. That's not true. That's not what that word means.
And then I had a terrifying vision.
Not what that means.
Had I been duped? Was Hasan...
Me, a 40-year-old child, was duped by Hasan Piker. That's Hasan groomed me and I was a neurodivergent minor at the ripe age of 40. I was a total fucking moron when I fell for it a year ago, but now, thankfully, the rest of my brain developed, so I'm all good. What is happening? What are we doing here? What?
Presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me.
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, It
really is giving middle school project. Oh my god, so good. Yes. True crime murder, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Right into my veins, dude. Fuck.
I hate liberals, dude. I do.
I feel like I'm watching an Austin
I hate them so viciously.
I feel like I'm watching Austin video of what he thinks the content nuke would have been. I am losing my mind.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude. Liberals are the most, scummy, vile, fucking idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hasan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, you.
Fun of politics drama farming.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so bad. Little bro, you did not mainstream Hasan, okay? You did not.
Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hasan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hasan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've been hearing for weeks.
But a simple
I like how he's just ignoring the fact that Hasan has been getting the same viewership that he's been getting long before he met Ethan Klein. And that viewership, it like is comparative to the viewership that like MSNBC gets or like CNN gets, or I think it's only below like Fox News. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You did not mainstream him. I don't know why you're trying to take credit for this. It's so weird.
man.
Now,
A simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah. You're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb bimbo, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten dumb to criticism like this. As a matter of fact, I seek it out because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent So you think it happens out of nowhere?
It doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you
49 months, DNMK comrade.
I guess he learned how to use After Effects. And he was really excited to show us all how much work he put into his After Effects edit.
to change your location. Let's see what you can do with the $10 gets better.
I'm
Do is
good.
detox. It's an
I'm good. No, really.
advertising vertical.
Okay.
My friends at Twitch headquarters, the executives, the influencers, Hasan, nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to
This is giving mental illness.
present to you
Oh my
an
God, it's
extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're going to want to panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars, eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hasan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hasan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentle ladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe?
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list.
Anti-Americanism is, I'm going to say it, pretty insane.
That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hasan,
First day of acting class, stop.
terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists, they're, go ahead. Go ahead, he knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one. The resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. A horse is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You guys actually believe this?
I'm gonna die of cringe. Please,
Idiot is
please,
a
let it
socialist.
end. Let it end, please.
Forget the religion. Hasan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Or that designer dog.
This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow Chows shed all year.
Very cute, by the way, but those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the U.S. Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army is fucking broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well,
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Buying
You can pick it.
expensive things is not a statement about someone's politics.
Yeah. To be honest, man, you can pick a lot of people can beef with Hasan, but you don't beef with Kaya, dude. That's fucked up. That's weird. That's fucked up, man.
I don't know if love's the right word.
That's messed up, man.
They're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. I mean, look at what we've already done with Hasan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. No, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and everything for you after in the back. The prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys. And let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get him! If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hasan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hasan as the most extreme.
Finally ended. See, that would have been funny if you weren't crashing out for the past year, Pepe Sylvia ing. Like that. Oh God, that might have been a funny skip, but it's not funny when you've been deranged posting about him for like a year, dude. Fuck.
Extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group.
Oh, like you did, like yesterday, right?
They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis slogan do not factor into what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because like that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Okay, I must be the fucking moron that didn't understand. So I'm sorry to make you guys rewatch any of this, but I don't, between the slicing of the clips never seemingly ending correctly, like he's constantly getting cut. I don't know what was the point that I was supposed to obtain from that.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis slogan do not factor into what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because like that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Okay, I think there were two separate points made there. One is, yeah, the state that calls itself the state for Jews, the state of Jews, is going to have its oppressors become anti-Semitic. They don't need to read Mein Kampf. I don't even know how you can think this is controversial or like how you can think that this is anti-Semitic. Like Norm Finkelstein literally says this exact same thing and says, yes, but I cannot judge these people who have been oppressed, who have lived in the world's largest open-air prison their entire life by the state of Israel to just magically be pure of heart and not be anti-Semitic. I care a lot more about the oppressors not being oppressed anymore. I care a lot more about the state that has all of America's funding, all of its backing, all of its weapons to stop doing evil things with that money. Huh? hey, these black slaves really hate white people. Like, did you mean oppressed? Yeah, sorry, I meant oppressed. I said oppressor, I meant oppressed. That's not like an anti-Semitic position to hold, to say that people who are actively being oppressed by a group of people will learn to hate these people. That doesn't mean that it's good. That doesn't mean that it's okay. It's actually bad. But you, like, this is just like basic math here. It's also a little hard to talk about social issues when bombs are being dropped in your head. I don't even understand how you can have such a delusional opinion. Here's Norm talking about the slogan. Oh, thank you for linking this.
There is a problem from hell.
Yeah. I have to ask you this, Norm, because I'm sure people raise this with you. The fact that Ansar Allah says, curse the Jews.
It's their slogan, I
Their
think.
slogan.
Death to America, death to Israel.
No. Curse the Jews.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't
know
get
what I say to that, but I want to hear it. Yeah.
I don't get hot under the collar about those things. And not because I'm giving people a pass. Israel describes itself as the state of the Jewish people.
Right.
What do you expect these people to think? Have they ever met a Jew who was nice to them? I doubt it. I doubt it. So if they conflate the two, let Israel, call itself by the name. It's call itself the state of the Nazi people, and that problem wouldn't arise. So then they would just say they hate Nazis, and then the matter would disappear. So I don't get excited about those things. I've said this story before, so you'll forgive me. My parents, as you know, they passed through the Nazi Holocaust, and in later years, they read a lot of the history. They wanted to know what happened to them, what happened to their family. And I remember my father knew Russian. He learned it late in life, but he knew Russian.
I think that's the majority of the clip. Let me make sure there wasn't anything else.
On the Nazi Holocaust, okay? And he came over to me and he said, "This is a good book. I like this book." So why do you like this book, Dad? He said to me, because they don't talk about they don't talk about the Nazis. They talk about the Germans. He hated that distinction. Because for him, you have to understand, for him, my mother, every German was a Nazi. That they didn't meet other Germans. It's not as if they went to Germany and they went and saw some Wagner in the opera house.
He was also a Nazi.
Right. Yeah. For them, they only knew Germans as Nazis.
And it's because if you are oppressed by the state that calls itself the home for Jews, it is a shock that people who are being denied food, being denied water, being denied medical supplies, construction, who are having their homes bombed, who are losing family members, hospitals, friends, did I already mention their homes? Their homes. It is a miracle that any of those people have not become anti-Semitic. And honestly, I mean, a lot of people who are critical of the state of Israel will say the fact that the state of Israel calls itself a home for the Jews, or like the state of the Jews, is anti-Semitic. You can be against Israeli civilians dying. You can be sad for the Israelis that died during October 7th. You can be against anti-Semitism. You can want every Palestinian to stop being anti-Semitic, and you can say, yes, you guys should not be anti-Semitic. That's bad. But you can't just ignore every single piece of context and then just claim, oh, well, these people are just evil because they just hate Jews because they can't help it because they're Arab Muslims. That's pathetic. That's disgusting. It's disingenuous. It's embarrassing.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
Fucking mixed reactions.
I'm so confused. What is
اسأل أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشود العسكري يوم سيطرنا على الخوبة بآلي ما نبالي بالهبر والمدفعية.
That's right, my friend. Hasan just played straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda, even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes, as Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
What is going on? Can you explain this? This is a 3-minute video of. What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example.
Reaction is like cracking me up. It's like I know like Nick is one of the least politically informed people, so like he's just totally lost. Like he's literally just like, "Mom, come get me, mom, please."
Chris Brown dancing, you know.
No. They do like they do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda,
127 answer, yeah, for sure.
Let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man. There's no reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking overtake. They start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what?
What I don't understand from Ethan Klein is, if you believe that a state is committing genocide, and I would argue the ICC and the ICJ have said enough about both of those things, about the state of Israel committing a genocide, and you believe that for a second, how exactly should people resist that genocide? Because we understand what happened on October 7th, obviously wrong. Okay. Harming any civilians, obviously wrong. Okay. Like, vote harder? That hasn't worked. It's been decades of voting harder, and that hasn't worked. I'm asking genuinely, what is, if you were, I know you don't believe it, but if you were to believe that a genocide was occurring, how do you believe that those people should, like, if during Nazi Germany, do you think that taking German ships holding weapons of war, or even just like materials for the state of Israel, and taking the goods off of those boats, would that have been bad? I want to understand, like, what is an acceptable form of resistance? Is any form of resistance acceptable?
Bitch, it's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're gonna enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. The next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now, with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything. That lines up with leftist values. Hasan's third claim is
Okay, first of all, he's not even providing sources for half of this stuff. He's provided like bits and segments, if any. Okay, half the stuff he said has been outright false. But okay, sure, yeah.
is that this attack happened.
They've already been released. I don't know why we're just lying now, and also conflating different situations. Okay. Sure, man. More Wikipedia screenshots. Let's go.
In their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hasan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
Leftists getting paid. Could you imagine that? Yeah. You guys are getting paid?
No, I'm not calling it that.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset.
This is still like objectively crazy footage. Like on a technical standpoint, the fact that we have fucking 4K footage of like a takeover of a ship is insane. I mean, like, as insane as the fact that, like, we have IDF members literally recording their fucking war crimes. Like, it's crazy that technology has brought us to the point where we can just 4K record whatever we want, just from, like, a fucking phone. Or, like, a GoPro or whatever.
You're gonna be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hasan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship.
No, the goal is not to make people flee. Oh my God. Lana, stop. Oh my God, what the hell? Lana, thank you for the 25 gifts. Hi, Lana. No, the goal is not to make them fucking flee or leave. The goal is the same with any instance of financial pressure. The goal is to get citizens to be like, dude, whatever you guys are fucking doing up there in the government, stop. Our lives are worse because you guys won't stop genociding these people. Stop genociding them. I want my Amazon packages.
Love.
The goal is to get everyday average people. This kind of goes back into that one time Asmongold was like, I can't believe they're protesting on the road. Don't they know my DoorDasher is going to be an hour late now because of this? It's like, yes, that's the whole point is for it to inconvenience you. So that average everyday people like you get really fucking annoyed because of the protesters and go and complain to hopefully someone who will fucking do something. That's the point. The point is that the disruptors are supposed to do some disrupting so that people who are otherwise apathetic try to petition their government. The whole point of BDS is literally to make average Israelis mad at the government. Yes. Fai, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Yashoki, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you guys.
Citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hasan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right?
It's insane to even make this claim when I know this is not true. I know this is not true. There's literally a 0% chance this is true. So if you're troubled, just trouble others to get noticed. I think in some instances, yeah, like, I don't know, a genocide. Yeah, actually. I think troubling others because you dropped your phone on the floor and cracked your screen. Yeah, that would be pretty dumb. I think for a fucking genocide, yes. Yes. Actually, yes. I don't think you should even be calling a genocide being a little troubled.
So I never tried.
Sorry, wrong video.
They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
This is wild.
So they take it over. They take it over. They take it over. And they tell the people in the ship, it's usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, well, you know, we got no problems with you, you know, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hasan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, you know, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hasan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, you know, we got no problems with you, you know, but you're coming with us.
This is a 3-minute video of, what do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like, are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Why is this added, dude? Dirty Q-tip, thank you for the 10 gift subs. Thank you.
I bet Hasan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah, and I was just like...
We've been on this point for how long now? 10 minutes? Or is there anything else in here? Are we still on this point? We're going to keep on this point forever? We're not going to... Okay.
The thing is, like...
Also, NMP was literally joking about this. You have to understand, for someone who's not funny, they don't understand what comedy looks like, okay?
Hindsight, it's hilarious.
To get baited by Nick is pretty embarrassing, though. Like, actually, that is kind of L.
You know? But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But, like, I just and, like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh, my God.
I was like, okay. Wait, is that how it works? If you watch, like, a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hasan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page. That's crazy. Click it. Dude, Hasan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hasan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with? They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hasan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
I like how most of this video so far has been Hasan saying something and then Ethan Kleins saying something totally different. Hasan will be like, yeah, I like pancakes. And then Ethan Klein will say, yeah, I bet you didn't consider that waffles are good. Like it's just that over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape. Got a beautiful voice too. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
I'm gonna be honest, I get why Dan made the face that he made about the Hasan nuke. I get it now. Oh, this is bad. We're a little under halfway through, and this is pretty fucking bad. Like, this is actually...
Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
Houthis been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Now we come to...
Am I going insane? Am I going insane? What do you mean this was released in 2025?
Our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Timothée Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel
I'm
on
sure he's going to present evidence of him being a Houthi.
stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hasan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. We love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell him that. I want to ask him about the knife.
I'm sure he's going to mention the fact that Houthis were designated as a terrorist organization after this interview. I'm sure he's going to recognize and say the fact that this Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi. I'm sure that that's going to happen.
Knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird.
We're just posting Hasan W's now. That's it? Okay.
So weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hasan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hasan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did caught with them, and he danced the music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hasan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny.
We're not going to talk about the fact that that was a mistranslation. No, that might actually, you know, report on things accurately, and we wouldn't want to do that. Sure.
Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC.
Hey, Ethan, he didn't himself say that he was with the captain. He said that the Houthis were.
In Yemen, dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do.
The crew is not missing, by the way. Today we welcome the long overdue release of 25 members of the MV Galaxy Leader, hailing from Bulgaria, Mexico, the Philippines, Romania, and Ukraine. United States deeply grateful to the Sultanate of Oman for its essential and timely efforts to secure the release of the crew. Houthis had unlawfully detained the crew, violently seizing their vessel over a year ago. They still have not released the Galaxy Leader itself, which is stolen property. The attacks have endangered the lives of seafarers, hindered the delivery of essential humanitarian assistance, harmed economies across the region. We must not be distracted by this insufficient action by the Houthis. Okay. Okay. Didn't he spend 1 billion days on this and say he had to keep pushing it back? He couldn't be fucked to go in and edit this?
You have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid?
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hasan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not a Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either.
He keeps providing clips of Hasan explicitly saying that he's not a Houthi, but he didn't actually provide any evidence that this kid is a Houthi terrorist. He just kind of pointed at it and said, look, clearly a terrorist. And then is now playing these clips. All right, sure, why not? Yeah, this is evidence. This is journalism, man. Why not?
You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hasan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up. All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours.
ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" The meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth. With
Guys, I know for a fact that auto-translate is always good. This is a take you can only have. Ethan Klein's take is one that you can only have if the Arabic language terrifies you, and looking into it at all and understanding how these Arabic words sound and translate. You can only come to this position if you refuse to believe this. And you're like, Arabic. Oh God, it's so scary. Luckily, we all know that Ethan Klein loves the Arabic language. Yeah, using ChatGPT to auto-translate, that'll work really well, right? One second. I'm not gonna be able to find it immediately, but that one clip of him walking through, was he walking through Jerusalem? I don't remember. He was walking through an area in Israel or occupied West Bank, and the call to prayer was going off.
With a pike, or how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire.
This is this is next level deranged. I see. Okay. Okay, sure. Denims, this one? Yeah. Luckily, Ethan Klein has a lot of love for the Arabic language, right?
Hila, are you sure we're going the right way?
I don't have the full clip, but it's in here somewhere. And then he keeps going, talking about how he's getting kind of scared. Oh, it's...
Just get fucking... It's great, isn't it? That being said, I don't hate Israel. I don't think it's...
Okay, well, you guys get the idea.
Oh my God. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little...
We're going on the equating Jews to Zionists now? Okay. Sure, why not? Yep. I know he was saying something about Zionists, which every reasonable person understands that that is talking about a defender of the Israeli state and a defender of Israel's genocidal state. But sure. Okay, man. Yeah, Zionist always equals Jew. I guess Biden is Jewish now. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but according to Ethan Klein, Zionism equals Jewish, Biden is Jewish now. He's described himself as a Zionist, which means that I guess now, yeah, that's what that means. Yeah. Okay.
A little clearer
Alright.
for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hasan, he dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's
Just
not.
is anti-Semitic. Just yes, Ethan Klein, you're right. Be as anti-Semitic as possible to prove that everybody else is anti-Semitic. Good idea. That'll work.
Not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
0? I mean, you platformed him. Do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you.
Ethan
You
has chosen
successfully
a new
got me to
technique
talk
when
about this,
tackling
and
allegations.
my
Doing
patience
transphobia
is
when
like,
fighting transphobia and anti-Semitism to defend against anti-Semitism.
my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
That's crazy that that's what you took from that, Ethan. Okay. All right.
That I am, you know, too pro Houthi. When someone is like,
This guy isn't capable of stringing together an argument. Also, I love how he gets so butthurt from people offending him in the chat, yet he's insulting Hasan the entire time here. I mean, like, my issue with it is that he kind of just shows videos, makes claims, sometimes doesn't even make claims. Sometimes he just plays a video and says, this is bad, obviously. And then that's it. And then he moves on to the next part. And it's like, okay, sure, you didn't have to explain that. And like, if I sat here and explained why he was wrong for like half of these things, we would be here for another 20 hours. I've gone in and tried to explain how he's incorrect on like 1 every 10 incorrect takes, because I'm trying to not spend the entire week here. Ideally, I'd like to, you know, I want to play some Marvel Rivals games today, okay? I'm trying to get some Marvel Rivals games in. But it's just, it's like, it's pathetic. It's so pathetic. I don't even understand what to say about it besides, yeah, this is wrong because this. Another wrong take, another wrong take. Okay, well, I just paused it for 10 minutes. I feel bad pausing it again because surely there'll be something better in here, right?
focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck, blow your nose, brother, love you, not trying to be mean, just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed, much love.
What is it? Like, what is this? What is this? A chatter comes in when he's talking about a genocide in Gaza and it's like, can you blow your nose? Can you blow your nose? That guy, he's just shitting on an annoying chatter who's using a stupid moment to yap. What does this prove? What does this prove? I don't understand what this proves.
Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks. You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If you're so
I like that one just said, when criticized for being anti-Semitic with no context on that chatter or their message or what that person said, it's just like, take our word for it here, okay?
Is when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a...
I don't even understand this one. When criticized for not covering other stories. I don't even get this one. I don't even. This is a very fair response. Someone came in chat and criticized him for not covering what they wanted him to cover. So he said, okay, fuck off. Go cover it. Go ask somebody else to cover it. I don't. You can tell this one was made in the DGG minds because it's totally nonsensical, but it's got some cool music behind it and some cool text. And that's all you need.
The ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say, I'm a stenographer of the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence that I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing
While
the
we're
propaganda
having this
for.
conversation, 3,000, Pierce, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is...
Actually, yes. I think when someone tries to get you to talk about unimportant things, you should recenter them when you're on a broadcast, that when your active goal is to bring more eyes to a situation. That's a good thing. I don't...
An incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
Man,
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hasan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Got it.
Shit, though.
How can you claim to act?
I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty funny. I'm glad that the clip is from 2018. Good. I'm glad to see that. Okay.
Actually care about this.
Also, that clip is not about Gaza. I don't even understand how you can say that. That's insane. Yes, famously, you either are born knowing where every single country is and you are now allowed to talk about it, or you learn about it and then you're allowed to talk about it. This is the only two options. I'm so...
Genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it to sidestep any criticism. What a bigot. Before we move on, Hasan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now, this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him, which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay. Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever...
So you can only be a victim if you're a perfect victim? That's not what you're going to say, right? You should never and can never resist. Okay, that you would never say anything like that, right? I'm sure you're going to make a different point.
met her.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hasan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children.
Any evidence or proof that the Yemeni kid did this? No, we're not. Okay. Yeah, we don't need proof for that statement. That's cool.
Children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way
No,
to...
you're just not going to provide proof that he's a fucking rapist? Okay. No, that's cool. We don't need proof for any of that stuff. No. Okay.
describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way.
It would have been sick if Anne Frank had killed Nazis, actually. I can't believe you would try and make her be evil. That's disgusting. How could you suggest that Anne Frank should have killed Nazis? I'm disgusted. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed for you. This is just so sad. This is so incredibly frustrating as a former H3 fan. First of all, way to post while someone's on break. Second of all, these are so clipped. He's getting 5 seconds of 10 to 15 minute segments. Incredible. I like don't have words for some of these things. I know I've said that like 20 times, but how do you compare the person that was interviewed on stream to Anne Frank by saying that he could never be Anne Frank because she would have never killed a family and raped people? Like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, what? That's such a crazy statement to make.
So let me get this right. If I can't point a place out on a map, I cannot say that killing the people there is morally wrong. Also, why is he whispering genocide? Is he trying to imply that there is no genocide and Hasan is just using it as a trigger word to get people on the side of innocent people that are having bombs dropped on their heads? I'm so lost. Is politics so convoluted that basic logic is completely lost?
Yeah. Yeah. The resistance against Nazi occupation killed German civilians and destroyed civilian architecture. Does Ethan Klein denounce that? Well, that was different because that one was an actual genocide. Duh. That's an easy one. Next question.
Way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide.
Now do the IDF.
They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status.
You're claiming that they've done all these bad things and they've killed all these innocent people, and so you can't understand how anyone would ever sympathize with them, ever. So surely you would never sympathize with the IDF, or God forbid, marry an IDF member, right? Oh, it's not the same. Oh, duh. One of the groups is brown. Sorry, I forgot about that. My bad. You're right, you're right.
After their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Hasan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than
Whoa, the leader of the terrorist group against the so-called state of Israel is anti-Semitic. I'm so glad you were able to crack the case on this. Thank you. Okay. Do you think that, like, we don't know that members in terrorist organizations could be anti-Semitic? Like, I don't understand. Like, do I need to pull up the Norm Finkelstein clip again? Also, yeah, Wikipedia is a source. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
they are.
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and
And
feeble,
yeah, this is being clip chimped again. He said he didn't have an issue with them in terms of resistance in southern Lebanon. It was clip chimped. Yes. I know, shocker, but like actually a resistance group defending their land when Israeli troops are trying to invade, I wouldn't have a problem with that, actually. It doesn't mean suddenly, magically, you're cool with every single person in Hezbollah and everything they've ever done and everyone that's ever been in there. Like, I don't understand. Like, what world are we living in here? Like, this is absurd to me. This is so absurd to me. Like, if the worst person you can think of had someone, or like the second worst person, I don't fucking know, had someone show up to their house and try to kill them, and they killed them in self-defense, I would say, yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with what he did. Yeah, like, you have a right to defend yourself. That doesn't mean I suddenly condone everything that that person has ever done in their life and everything that they've ever said. Like, I don't understand how saying that you understand why a resistance group is formed and that in a particular context, defending their right to defend themselves, dare I argue, that it suddenly means that you're pro every single person inside of all of, or sorry, you're pro every single person inside this organization. I just don't get it. I just like don't.
psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet, the Jews invented.
You know the difference between you and Hasan? Not Nasrallah. The difference between, Ethan, the difference between you and Hasan Piker? He never said Hasan Nasrallah was a good guy. You explicitly said Gallant was a good guy.
Invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them. I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see.
He literally just called him based. Can I sell you a bridge? You're not an idiot. Come on, you're not that stupid. You have to understand, you have to have heard him reading a chat message. Are you just being disingenuous or are you dumb? I don't understand.
Them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Knowledge. Okay? Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
I'm sure
and
this
also,
won't be clipped,
ultimately,
right?
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge. I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that has.
What does that sound? I don't know. He's trying to do like wind blowing noises or something. Someone in chat said, am I insane? This guy sounds based. And he's saying, yeah, of course he sounds based. He's well educated. It's Western propaganda that these people aren't well educated enough to string together a sentence that makes sense. Unfortunately, that doesn't absolve them from being a piece of shit. You can be saying things that are very based and be a total piece of shit. Like, these are not as mutually exclusive as you seem to think that they are, chatter. There are lots of people that are good speakers, that are well-spoken, that are very persuasive, that can make good points, and they're fucking morons in how they want to achieve any of these goals. Isn't that what Hasan basically said? Yes. And I'm really glad that we didn't get the context of what Hassan Nasrallah said in that clip. So we don't even get to see if what he said made sense or not. Pete Buttigieg is a soulless monster. I also think that he's well educated. Yeah, correct. Correct. I mean, I think like Pete Buttigieg is a pretty good example where like that guy, defense contractor, if I've ever seen one, I just know that guy would pocket as much money as possible for more war. But very well read, weirdly charismatic in front of a camera as well. Like I think over time, especially, he's gotten better and better in front of a camera. Obviously well read, obviously well educated. Like that doesn't suddenly make him a good guy. Like what the fuck? I've seen the way he eats chicken wings, Denim. No, that wasn't him eating a chicken wing. That was him eating a cinnamon bun, okay? A piece of cinnamon bun, all right? That clip is of Nasrallah saying that the Zionist lobby is only one part of corporate lobbyists that control the United States and it's not a Jewish conspiracy. Oh, so it was him saying something that made sense. Okay. It was him saying that we have a lot of money that goes to Israel. And we have a lot of Israel money that gets funneled back into lobbying to getting things like you cannot besmirch the good name of Israel or you could get fired from your job. Like, I just don't, it's such a nothing burger. It's such a nothing burger. They're saying that Jews don't control the world.
Hezbollah is an evil terrorist.
In the clip, he also says that oil and defense contractors are the ones that make the orders. Whoa, Nasrallah is actually like spitting. That's crazy. Oh, whoa. Yeah, guys, they're educated. A lot of these people are educated. You're clearly defending everything Nasrallah has ever said and done. Like, how do you not? If you don't think this is clip chimped, oh my God, I have a great Arizona or New Mexico beachfront property to sell you. Okay, it's really nice, right on the water. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. You're an idiot. I'll explain it to you in really simple words. He literally said he has no problem with Hezbollah. How is that defensible? Oh. So if you have no problem with, I don't know, the United States or the US government or Congress people in general or the House, it means you support every single thing every single person has ever said. Do you have a problem with the House of Representatives? Do you? Do you have a problem with the House of Representatives? Do you? Oh, so you support Matt Gaetz being a... Got it. Chat, everybody. Chat. Do you see how fucking stupid that sounds? Do you see how far you have to reach to try and make this person say the thing you want them to say? Like, it's pathetic. Dude, it's fucking pathetic. For a nuke? This is your nuke?
Organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hasan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important
Nobody would say they have no problem with America, LMAO. That's why I changed my statement. That's why I changed my statement to the House of Representatives, a government body that is dedicated. First of all, there are people who would say that. Let's just be clear for a second. Second of all, more importantly, that's why I made it more specific to target a particular group of people. And I think if you went to the streets of America and you asked people, do you have a problem with the House of Representatives? A lot of them would be like, no, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it,
Country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this. They just kind of were there. Hell yeah, another slick political saved by boots on the ground Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to—
This is why the conflict keeps going, because Hasan is making it keep going. Also, very important to know, he's talking to Nick, who's not a politics guy, which is why a lot of his answers are really simple. I mean, yeah.
to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable.
Why? I like how he's just stringing together as many things. I was like, let me let him finish so people don't accuse me of like stopping him before he finishes his point. But me letting him finish meant that he just like gish galloped and threw in a bunch of things, almost all of which are fucking stupid. Like this last one. Why aren't these people who are actively being bombed being nice to gay people? Huh, almost like caring about social issues and prioritizing social issues is kind of hard when people don't have, I don't know, food and water and housing and medical supplies. Like, why are you, we're doing the gay thing, really? Siri, can you get gay married in Israel? No, what do you mean no?
By death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them.
Hasan Nuke, more like Ethan Kleins Chernobyl disaster, yeah.
For example, why are all
Sorry
the
for
Hamas
turning on your
leaders
Siri.
billionaires? And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar. That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They're killed, they're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic...
Yeah, and we only had to kill how many people in the process?
Terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend
it's really
them.
funny.
No, is this Islam again? Hasan defended Hamas? Seriously? Okay. We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye.
Oh, he just censored all of it. Okay.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out.
Yeah, I like that he said that he censored this. Oh my God, he's such a disingenuous piece of shit. I remember the video. This is after they high-five, dude. This is after the captive high-five. Listen, okay, chat, I've said this 100 billion million bajillion times at this point, okay? But I just need to say a few more things, okay? First of all, as a disclaimer, obviously, and I've said this since day one, okay? There's nothing TOS in that video, by the way. He's a fucking liar. Since day one, I've said, my heart goes out to the people who are currently being held hostage. I would not want to be in that situation. I feel very bad for anyone who's in that situation. That's a very traumatizing, terrifying situation to be in, to know that your life is just in somebody else's hands. And at the very least, knowing that Israel doesn't give a fuck about you, your state that's supposed to care about you, and they're just bombing indiscriminately, and that any day you might die by your own state, like I have no words for like the trauma that these people have experienced. And I do not doubt that they experience severe trauma. Like there's nothing, I don't think that there is any good type of hostage situation. I would not want anyone to be held hostage. I would not want any civilians held hostage. You cannot look at the way that Palestinians look when they leave prisons that they've been held in, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. Compare those people and how they look before and after getting into an Israeli prison, held without fair trial, without due process for years, sometimes decades. Compare those people to the hostages and the hostage testimonials that have come out from the Israelis who have been held captive. I do not want any Israelis held captive. I have nothing but sympathy for the Israelis that were held captive. I wish that they were never held hostage. I wish that they would have immediately been released. Obviously, all of these things are true. But it is insane for me. It is insane to me that you, as Ethan Klein, have such a disingenuous narrative. You don't understand that what Hasan is clearly trying to talk about is, yeah, no shit, Hamas has a prerogative to treat its hostages well. They know that they have to treat the hostages well. I'm not even talking about like, Hamas is so good and nice. I'm talking about purely PR-wise. Yeah, no shit, they're treating them as well as they can because their end goal is to release them, and they don't want these hostages like talking about how evil and bad Hamas is. They already have enough of that. If anything, they want when the hostages to be released for them to say, yeah, I mean, I was given food, I was given water, I was given medical supplies. Yeah, that's their bargaining chip, you idiot. You don't have to have sympathy for any of these groups to understand that, yeah, no shit, the terrorist organization is going to try its best to treat their bargaining chip well. Like, it's so insane. Like, it's so insane to me to think that this is a gotcha. It's PR. It's fucking PR. And they did it. They did the PR. They did it so well, you're censoring this because you know that they high-five in this video and you're trying to show people this evil video, but it's so evil I can't even show it to you guys. Like, oh my fucking God.
Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering.
Except none of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. Hasan's literally calling it PR. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Why did they not have anesthesia? I don't know, because there was none in Gaza? Because you didn't allow any? They literally had at least one hostage that was released by Hamas that said, yeah, well, they raped me with their eyes. And then they had a different one that said, yeah, well, they didn't rape me, which made me feel ugly, and so I got a nose job. So it was a form of rape. Like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them. Play the clip of Ethan Klein denying IDF systematic sexual violence. Why does he have this focus on rape? Because he's weird. I don't know why. Because he's weird.
And changing.
The next way they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out.
You don't think he could be talking to the other guy? Okay, I'm not even gonna, I don't even.
This part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed.
One, I'm glad they did it in English so American speakers could understand. Two, it's almost like what I've said since the first day and what Hasan has literally said in this clip is, this is crazy PR.
And ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not
Can you unblock the censor? No, I mean, it's a YouTube video. I can't.
going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way. Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Is that COD?
One minute, 36 seconds.
If this video mattered so much to Ethan, why did he care about monetization? Shouldn't he make sure the full context is there so there's no confusion?
So what was the purpose of this? That he's trying, like, if I know that he doesn't understand what steel manning is, he only straw mans. But is the steel man here supposed to be like he's making Hamas look cool by playing this video? Like, I don't. Or are we bringing it back to like React Gate or I don't understand. I don't understand. He's stealing content from Hamas. What the fuck?
Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan. Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again.
Sorry. The React streamer special. I feel like if you disliked Hasan, I feel like that would make you like him. I think that's funny as fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
We love you.
It's literally an Austinox joke. I'm telling you, dude, this video feels like a fucking Austinox video.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So why am I showing
what
you
you
this?
want about the
Good
rest
question.
Of the video.
What-
Ethan
With the critique of Hasan eating on stream going. Here's my food chat. Nom nom nom. Nom 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 is a valid critique and a borderline war crime against his chat.
I agree. I agree. I didn't consent to a mukbang. Ethan really should go after the guy that made React content possible. I know. Once we find that guy, we can write a strongly worded email to him. We're all looking for the guy who did this.
Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of
This is incredible. Marksy, thank you so much for the 10 gift sub. This is incredible.
Manifest Destiny? The fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He
Listens to someone make a point. So you have no good reason.
40K views most popular political streamer on Twitch Denims.
I don't understand, so you must be stupid. Okay. Sure, why not?
Hamas. He watches their propaganda, but he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival, women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
So you showed a bunch of clips of Hasan effectively pushing back on this narrative of mass rapes, especially considering the fact that Biden literally went on stage and made accusations against Hamas members on what happened on October 7th and then had to correct himself twice. And the fact that there has been no good documentation or sourcing on mass rapes, and everyone's just been repeating this talking point for the longest time. And then you also included a clip of him saying that even if Hamas members raped people, that doesn't change the fact that I wouldn't want Palestinians to be genocided. What is the, like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing here? What are we doing? This whole video needs an iFunny watermark still. Vane, thank you for the 6 month. Double scuff, thank you for the 5. Old Thumb, thank you for the 5.
So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot.
Here's the thing, though. We are believing the women who come forward and talk about their sexual abuse or experiences. I'm not going to believe fucking Biden when he tells me that everybody's getting raped. That's insane. You realize that that's insane, right?
Obviously.
Dam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week, there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated...
Wait, wasn't this disproven? Was this clip from her disproven? Is he going to play the clip of her saying anything? Also, dude, you do not want to link that. You don't want to link that. No. Hey, it's the reporting the New York Times had to retract. Oh, fuck, dude. Also, the UN report didn't say that. In fact, the UN report explicitly stated what is a much bigger concern than the alleged mass rapes, which we have very little evidence of, is the consistent sexual abuse of Palestinian prisoners. It literally says that in the UN report. That is crazy for you to quote that. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, dude. Let's go through the 5 gift subs. I have no words, dude. The video is literally just, you must be a fucking moron. Here, let me trick you.
Body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually
There's literally a propaganda video for the IDF. I mean, yeah. I mean, when the New York Times is retracting stories, when Biden has to go on and fucking retract his statements, when the UN report says we don't have evidence of mass rapes, what are you fucking doing? Do I believe that there were rapes on October 7th? Yeah. Anytime you have a military or paramilitary organization that is intruding on civilian land, that will happen. Yes, the US military has done it. Every military or paramilitary group has had this happen. It is not unbelievable to then assume that there were rapes that occurred on October 7th by Hamas members. This is not a crazy concept. This is just something that happens that is bad, and it happens. What we are disproving or claiming, or sorry, trying to disprove, is that there was mass systematic rape. That it was their goal intentionally the entire time to commit mass rapes against civilians. That is what is trying to be disproven. And that is total horseshit and bullshit and has yet to be proven once. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
exclusive. You need both. And it can be done, but not while people like Hasan...
Hasan has literally said a million times that Hasan... that
for blessing us for the long stream.
Hamas doesn't need to be perfect for there to be for you to not excuse genocide. There are multiple clips of Hasan saying he believes rapes happened. Yes. But like, why would he include those in there, right? Why would he include those in there?
Lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
Didn't you literally Nazi salute yesterday? Like, what are we talking about here, man? I just...
What is this? And now let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I have my own problems with Dan Clancy, just like every other streamer on this platform does, or every other viewer. I unironically think that, like, Dan Clancy, I'm pretty sure he has a case against Ethan Klein to sue him, like, defamation per se. He's literally called him a I think he... Now, I assume he won't because he doesn't want to bring more negative attention to Twitch, but he should sue him for defamation. I'm genuinely, Dan should sue him for defamation. I'm sorry, if you start getting called a that's insane. That's crazy. He's probably gonna wait until he's out of contract. I mean, yeah, he should, but that's a crazy statement to make.
For terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium.
It's a crazy statement. Have you no humor? I mean, sure, man, I'll show up at your job and start saying that you're a to everyone you know, and then I'll look at you and say, have you no humor? And tell me what you think, okay? Tell me what you think about it, you psychopath.
Subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of
what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment. Hasan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hasan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said, he's...
I'm going to say something. Maybe I shouldn't say this. That one was crazy, okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm assuming it's because it was very obviously a joke, and jokes are not illegal. That one was crazy. That one was crazy. That one was crazy, dude. I get people say that I put a fucking bounty on someone, even though Asmongold himself has since absolved me of that crime and has explicitly said, oh, no, she was joking. Yeah, I went back and watched the clip and she was joking. And she actually wasn't talking about me. That one was wacky. That one was wacky to Becky.
He's done after this for sure. For sure he is. For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22 in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself.
This entire incident was crazy. Like, how did that thing work? It's not even 3D printed, bro. It's just duct taped. Bruh.
At home. So when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capital.
Real Hasan voice exposed.
Bloods.
And this isn't just
Real
a
voice
Hasan problem.
exposed.
It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch.
Hasan using a fake voice, not banned, exposed.
The problem is, if you can believe it, these people
Also, sorry, but like fucking Tom Cotton, are you serious?
are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but
Oh my god, yes. Wait. I have to pull up the Asmongold clip. I just showed it today. I shouldn't be too hard to find. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Wait.
I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
Wait. I can finally show people. First of all, I was making a joke about a tweet that was already in existence that said 20K to make Grums disappear off the internet. And my statement was, this is so fucking obviously a joke. And then I said 30K to make him disappear, but you also have to make, which was conveniently clip chimped, but you also have to make Eve's boobs really big. Because, like, that's not deliverable. And everyone was so pissed. They were like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe the left is so violent. They're so violent. And the best part about that entire saga, by the way, chat, was there were Grums fans, which I stand by my statements on making fun of the guy and calling him a 41-year-old failed dev divorced loser. But there were people in his like community, there were his fans, which is crazy being a Grums fan. It's insane. But there were people in his community being like, we need to dox her now. It's like, wait, so the solution to violence being bad and you should never say anything to anyone ever is to threaten to dox me? Oh my fucking God, dude. Whoa. But a lot of people thought that I made that statement about Asmongold. And it's crazy that people still say that, because here's Asmongold literally admitting that, first of all, I was joking, and second, I wasn't talking about him.
I saw a clip of a streamer doing a 30K bounty on you, didn't get banned. Yeah, but she did that. She was joking around, and also, I'll say it. The FBI actually contacted me about that, and I talked to the FBI, and I chose not to pursue any charges or any problems with it. Yeah.
I'm sure they did, Jan.
But yeah, I chose not to do it. The reason why I chose not to do it is because I rewatched the clip, and she clearly was not talking about me. I saw a clip of a streamer doing a 30K bounty.
But yes, it was totally real. It was real. I was totally real. I genuinely meant it. So good. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ethan Klein, for the opportunity for me to show everyone this clip. Thank you. All right, let's go.
Not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to it will save, like, solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA
The dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hasan.
It's also so ridiculous because, like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this. As someone who's spoken to someone who has actually had to contact the FBI about actual concerns, I don't know how else to explain this to you. The FBI doesn't give a fuck about some fucking joke. They care about real, credible threats. They have only ever cared about real, credible threats. Someone who either shows up at your door, someone who starts sending pizza boxes to your house, someone who starts sending actionable messages to you. If you can prove that it's linked to a particular content creator that's trying to engage in stochastic terrorism, or that a lot of the behavior is being hand-waved or whatever, then they will care. No, I don't know how else to explain this to you. This is not, if you think this, man, you live in a really special land. Ethan really calling it infiltration. This is so pathetic. Yeah. Didn't you just show a clip of Asman saying the FBI contacted him? Yeah, and I also don't believe him. Like, I don't know how to tell you this. No. The FBI doesn't waste its time. You only think this if you have no understanding of the FBI. You also do not want to waste the FBI's time.
On infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as...
Also, the FBI isn't reaching out to people to see if they want to pursue civil suits. That's not how that works. In this context, the FBI would have been reaching out to me. Like, just use your brains, dude. Just use your brains. Please.
As a friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other...
Huh? It's crazy to say this when you literally quoted Epstein in your video and you're like buddy with him, and he's the guy who brought Nick Fuentes back to relevancy. Like, this, it's insane to me.
Fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice. And so it is our moral imperative.
It's really good. I know I've said it 5,000 times, but one more time, just one more time. It really is giving middle school project. In conclusion, number 1, I don't think Hasan is a good person. I don't think he should be popular. Number 2, Twitch, we should do something about them.
To enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know. And they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch. But instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with
Don't admit that, man. Come on. Just a little self-respect.
one overwhelming conclusion.
Don't do that. Don't.
Fuck this dude.
Wow. That's got to be like top 5 worst videos I've ever seen in my fucking life. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That was pretty dog shit. I'm going to be honest. I never want to see anything like that ever again. Please, I'm begging you, Ethan Klein, stop making videos. They're not good. If that was months of labor, you should reconsider doing that. That's not good. That's not good. Can we look at comments? I mean, one thing I can say for sure is like a lot of people came to rapidly like and dislike the video. Okay, there's nothing interesting in here.
Giving 2K sub Andy on YouTube video reaction.
It actually is kind of, yes, it's and I know that he's bragging about it on his timeline. Someone sent this earlier. His response is 100% predicted. Say it's bad. Say everyone thinks it's bad. Say everyone thinks it's bad. Call me dumb. Wait for your friends to clip tiny moments. And the most important part, never watch the video. Too risky. Yeah. Sure.
My professor would film me and I turned in this quality of video.
I thought you said fail me for a second. I was very concerned, and then I had to go back up and read that you said fail me. Batcat, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. 10-hour stream. This is the longest stream I've done in a while, actually. Pog. Sick. I appreciated you guys tuning in with me because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself. That's torture. That's torture. That actually would be torture to do that by myself. Tamina, thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the 10 gift subs. It's really nice of you. It's loyal. Slinus, thank you for the prime. Thank you guys. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the coverage with me. Or thank you for joining me in the coverage. I will be back again tomorrow for our usual Saturday fun days. Devinar, thank you for the 10 gift subs. Thank you. And I stream 4 days a week at the moment. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So, yeah, I appreciate all of you tuning in. I'll send you guys over to Hasan. I think it's only fair after he got...
Imagine growing up and finding out your dad wasted months of time that he could have had with you on his obsession with another man.
Well, when you put it that way, okay? When you put it that way, man. Stop. Nacho, thank you for the prime. MY0, Tygo, Will, thank you guys all for the primes and the tier 1s. Sketchy, thank you. I know Hasan is having a good time in Japan, okay? Do not talk about this video with him. Please, would you want to find out that your heartbroken, hasn't gotten over you ex is making 1.5-hour long videos about you and being deranged? Don't do that. Don't do that. I get the urge to talk about it. You can fucking join the Discord and yap with everyone else who's still reeling, but don't do it in his chat. I don't want to raid a bunch of people who just watched it and then he's like, ew, stop. I don't want to do that. Lunchbot, well, Ren, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you guys. But yeah, if you want to enjoy some Japan travels and stuff, we'll give him a little raid. I'll raid a small streamer. But yes, thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies that you love them. Tell Wormy that you love her. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Bye.